What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm MoeDotJ and we're locked in. This is the recap for Griselda, the Netflix series, episode 4 out of 6. Now, we just seen Griselda talking to Rafi, and he basically told her, get out of his face. He's not doing business with you. The city is his. He got Papo. Even though they can't run it like she can, he fears Griselda, and that's one reason he doesn't want to work with her. Now, before we jump into this and get a recap, if you like this kind of content, Griselda, the history of drugs, hell, the Netflix series, then hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Make sure you hit that like button. I'm on that road to 50,000 subscribers, so I appreciate each and every one of you. We also have the documentary on my channel where we watch it. It's about an hour and a half long. I'm commentating over it, so go back and give that a watch. Just search Griselda, Queen of Cocaine. It should be on the channel. Now let's go ahead and jump into it. This is the recap of Griselda, episode 4. We start the episode off with Griselda and her youngest son in the vehicle. Now you can tell she's very nervous about everything that has went down. You can hear Papo in her mind. So she's thinking about all of the steps. Where did she go wrong? We did all of this to try to get in here. Well, it's getting very, very ugly for her out here. And it seems like the walls are closing in on her. Griselda takes the kids and they move into a different house. She has the girls, Isa, Carmen, Carly, all of them over at the other house holding it down while she's out here in hiding because she doesn't know what Papo and them would do. But on the news, we hear about Castro letting all the Cubans go, all the ones from prison. And this is when they all migrated over here. This is the same timeline as when Scarface took place, if you need a reference. So what she's doing is listening to this, and she's like, wait a minute. I might be able to make something happen with this. We get introduced to a character named Rigo. Now she's saying that him and his cousins came over from Cuba, and now they're here to give a little bit of protection around the house because Griselda, she needs as much protection as possible. With Papo out here wilding out like he is, and the whole city has turned their back on her, and she can't move any dope at the moment. Griselda makes a call and tells Dario to take Chucho and go get German because German turned his back on Griselda. They made a deal. 25% of anything she made would go to him. Well, he ended up switching sides and going with Rafi the night at the club. So right now, what they're showing and they're insinuating is this Southside Plaza shooting that happened in Miami in real life. Well, they're saying that it was tied to Griselda in this show. So if you go back and do your research on it, you'll see that this was a real event that happened. They take out German's bodyguard. They're tearing up the Hennessy bottles. They go around and, well, that's the end of German. He switched up on Griselda and, well, he didn't make it back alive. They left him slumped over by the refrigerators. And man, when I tell you this is what really sparked off the cocaine cowboys in Miami, just go do your research. While that shooting is going on, Chucho and Rigo, they go over to Papo's house. And what do? They put a bomb in the house and they blow the whole thing up. So Griselda, very strategic with it. She's making all of these hits at the same time, but she's also making an example. We are not to be effed with. And all of these people are tied to Rafi. Rafi's watching the news, and what does he see? There's a shooting at the plaza. Papo's house is blown up. So for him, he knows exactly who did this. There's only one person that's going to go against him in this city, and that's Griselda, because all of the other dealers work directly for him. For him, he's looking at it like this is a headache. But his girl, she's saying, man, Griselda is a badass because they never seen anybody operate the way that Griselda is moving. June and Diaz, they show up, and this is the perfect case for the syntax. So they're looking at it. There's AKs back here, flak jackets, pistols. So this is somebody ready to go to war. And they're making an example because they left the truck here, got into a different vehicle and drove off, meaning we got more of where this came from. There's a sit down that needs to take place between Griselda and Rafa. Well, when they go over there, Griselda finds out that Papo isn't dead. They blew up the house, but all it did was kill his father. The rubble fell down on him and he was protected. His goons came over, they drug him out before the police got there. So Papo is still alive, and Rafi is telling her, listen, if he doesn't kill you, I'm going to be coming after you. So it's pretty much over with for you. You thought you were smart enough, but you weren't smart enough, Griselda. You just wrote your own death certificate. So Rafi's letting it be known If Papo can't do anything with her, eventually he's going to be after her because she's messing up everything he worked for. Griselda feels like she's in over her head. She ends up getting a call from Reeve. Remember, Reeve got into a shootout with the police when they arrested a mill car. Well, he escaped. He's out in California now. And he always told her, if you ever needed help, I'm here. So he's letting her know that I'm still out here. I'm on the run. But he's low-key telling her that California is untapped market. So when you feel ready, let me know. But Rafi and Papo, they're getting revenge while this phone call is going on. And that revenge, well, they caught the house on fire. The old house. Isa, Carly, Rigo, decapitated. June is on the scene, and they're saying that they seen some guys with some tattoos. This young man has tattoos on, but they're trying to connect the dots. Who is it? These Cubans are here, but what do they exactly got going on? Is this a retaliation for the bomb that blew up earlier? Is this a retaliation for the shooting that happened at the liquor store? They're trying to connect the dots. R.I.P. to Rigo. He just came over here from Cuba and his mom shows up. And she's thanking Griselda for everything she's done, because if it wasn't for her, her son Rigo wouldn't have had anything when he came to America. Now Griselda is apologizing and saying, hey, that death is on me. But what Rigo's mom is saying, listen, Esmeralda knows what you did for her son. And she has a couple of other sons. And if they come over to the States, she wants them to work for you. And I'm hearing they call you the godmother. So I know you have kids on your own and you're going to look out for mine. So Griselda says, if you can get your sons over here, I'll get you the money. And you said they'll work for me? Okay, I got an idea. That phone call with Reeve, he said he would help Griselda out. And he gave her information of where Papo's men are hiding at. So her and Dario, they show up. They kick in the door. Now there is a witness next door looking out of the window, and you can see that Griselda is nervous. She didn't really want to go in there until they cleared out the spot. But she wanted to show up for this hit to let them know that this was done by Griselda. On the inside, they leave one gentleman alive, so Griselda can come in here and do what she's supposed to do. Now Dario gives her a sword, a long-edged knife that she's supposed to decapitate him like they did Rigo and Isa. But she hesitates. She can't do it. But what she does do is take Dario's gun and empties the clip. R.I.P. to this man. And then the other henchman takes his necklace off and they get up out of there. But remember, there was a witness next door looking out of the window who seen Griselda. June shows up, and just like all of the other murders, she's one step behind. But she does get information from the neighbor, and the neighbor says, I seen a woman about your height, your complexion. So now June is putting two and two together. Whoever this lady is tied to all of these bodies. We just got to find a name. Griselda is on it. They gather up as many Cubans as possible. And remember, as Esmeralda said, when her sons come over here, they will work for her. Now all of the Cubans, they got as many as they could piled up in the back of trucks and brought them straight to Griselda. She tells them straight like this. You're just like me. When you go somewhere, you barely speak any English. They look at you as just a Cuban. They look at me as just a woman. They don't believe that we could do anything. But working with me, you're going to be able to make more money than you ever had. You'll be able to eat lobster at their restaurants. You won't be washing dishes anymore. So stick with me and we're going to go far. And all of them are hearing, hey, we're going to be getting some money. It's a fresh start from Cuba. Hey, we with it. We with the godmother. Papo's upset because he's very nervous about what's going on. His dad is gone and he sees that Griselda is not playing around. Then they're telling him you might need to chill for a little bit. But if you don't take out Griselda, it's going to get uglier out here in these streets. So Papo has a decision to make. Is he going to hit back or is he going to stand down and let Griselda just run on top of him? Griselda ain't letting up at this point. She knows what Papo's about. She knows what Rafi's about. So what is she doing? She's hitting up all of their drops, killing everything walking, stealing trucks with the dope, boats with the dope, trap houses with the dope. Griselda ain't playing around. She's stopping all of their money. No one's going to want to move any work knowing that Griselda and the Cubans might get on their Get on their behind. Now, Griselda has been throwing up. It's been constant. And her son comes in and he's asking, is she all right? And she's like, yeah. Now, earlier, he seen her come in the house with blood on her shoes. And now he's asking questions like, what's really going on? You're not telling me everything. And she does like any mother would. She tells him, I'm not going to tell you exactly what's going on because I want to protect you. I want to keep you hidden away from this. Now, as you get older, you can start peeping what's going on. And you know what Dario's about. You were in the room when Dario killed Fernando. So he's just aware of what's happening. And like any kid, he kind of wants to be involved in what they got going on because he is technically the heir to the throne. June and Diaz, they're talking to a witness. They know that something is potentially going on out here. And well, no one's trying to listen to a woman. So the witness says he's not telling them anything. So what she does is go over to the bar and tells Diaz, let's play good cop, bad cop. Go over there and tell him a funny joke and say how women are dumb and make a joke about it. Well, the plan works. Diaz goes over there and he comes back with the information. There's a woman that they're calling the Godmother. Her name is Griselda Blanco. That's what they need to start piecing this whole thing together. After hitting all of the spots, catching all the cocaine, Griselda throws it all in the swimming pool and lets everyone know we're going to be making our own money. We're just making sure that none of these SOBs sell anything, make a profit off of anything unless we have something to do with it. So Griselda wants to put the whole Miami in the chokehold and make them come to her. And if anyone tries to sell anything else, they not going to stop until the bodies drop. Rafi called for a ceasefire and said Papo wants to go home, but Griselda doesn't know what ceasefire means, unless it means no shooting, but you can get the stabbing. Well, Papo, he doesn't make it out of this airport to go bury his father's ashes because Griselda put that call out. And now Rafi got a gold sword that said, let's make gold together. And he tells Griselda, we need to have a meeting. Griselda and Arturo, they go and meet up with Fabio. Rafi set it up, and Fabio's like, okay, Griselda, I see what you're doing, and you're not letting up. How can we make this happen? She says, I want to be in charge of Miami. Now, Fabio hears this, and he's saying, okay. Now, he's the Ocho brother that makes the decision. Okay, we'll do that. And out of nowhere, well, Rafa shows up and shoots Arturo in the back of the head. And he says, you F with us? You think we ain't gonna F with you? Basically an eye for an eye. You killed Papo, we killed Arturo. We'll call it even and we'll handle business from here. All right, there you go, the recap for episode 4 of Griselda. Let me know what you think about Griselda and the way that she was moving. Was all of her moves necessary to try to regain the power in Miami? Or was she getting a little ahead of herself and really started to get a big head with all of this going on in the city? Let me know what you think. I'm MoeDotJ. This is Griselda episode 4 to recap. I'm on that road to 50,000 subscribers. So if you like these kind of recaps, hit that subscribe button. Definitely hit that like button if you don't see this at 100 likes. Thanks for watching. I'm out.